In the article Consumer Analysis and Marketing Strategy, I made an introduction to the groundbreaking market parallax model, which is part of the 7 ideals methodology and I use to research the market and consumer behavior, segment the market into distinct groups, target specific groups of people, position our product or service relative to the competition, and then test our processes to refine and improve them. And today I'll be walking you through a market segmentation example based on geographic criteria, one of the many criteria that we use in the DES framework, which is part of the market parallax model to segment markets, and based on what we call BDI CDI analysis. Now, BDI stands for Brand Development Index, and CDI stands for Category of Product Development Index. These are two indicators. And in this short workshop, I'll be showcasing the incredible power of these two indicators that can guide the formulation of effective marketing strategies with huge benefits for any business in any market. So, are you ready? Let's get started. So, I have a diagram here that will guide us through this short workshop. So, it's a market segmentation example. We'll be using geographic criteria and what we call BDI CDI analysis. Now, BDI stands for Brand Development Index and CDI stands for Category of Product Development Index. And these two indicators show the development of both brands and product categories in a specific geographical area. And this way we can compare brands and categories of products, but always based on the potential of the overall market in the region as given by the CDI index. And the combination of these indicators is a very powerful instrument for formulating effective marketing strategies. And so the BDI, the Brand Development Index, is expressed through the following relation. It's a fraction, and so we have the number of buyers of the brand in the geographical area per 1,000 inhabitants of the area by the number of buyers of the brand in the country per 1,000 inhabitants of the country, and then we multiply this fraction 100 times to get the index, the BDI index. And CDI is expressed by the following relation. Again, we have a fraction. It's the number of buyers of the product in the area per 1,000 inhabitants and by the number of buyers of the product in the country per 1,000 inhabitants of the country, and then we multiply this fraction 100 times to get the CDI index. And as you can see in the diagram, the left column is BDI and the level of the index, if it's low or if it's high. Metrics below the number 100 are considered low, and numbers beyond 100 are considered high. And the CDI here, the second column in gray, we have CDI, and we have again two levels, low or high. And so there are four combinations: low BDI with low CDI, low BDI with high CDI, high BDI with low CDI, and high BDI with high CDI. And so in each case there are four cases where we'll be deciding on the marketing strategy based on these two indicators. So we have strategy 1, 2, 3, and 4, and these are the strategies that we'll be discussing right now. So let's examine the first case, strategy number 1, and this takes place when we have a low BDI and a low CDI indicator. Both indicators are low, and so this means that there is not much demand in this area, in the country, and also that our brand is not very powerful in this area as well. And so there are not enough buyers, and this means that we don't want to invest in this area. We don't want to invest in time, money, and resources in promotions and in other marketing initiatives in this area because it's too risky. So that's strategy number one, and it happens when we have both a low BDI and a low CDI indicator. Now, let's examine the second case, strategy number two, and this happens when we have a low BDI score but a high CDI score. This means that there is demand for this product, for this category of product in the country and in this area, but it also means that our brand is not very powerful in this area, but other brands are. So there is a problem. There is a problem with our positioning, and it might be a problem with our pricing. We need to examine what the problem is. And so we need to examine our marketing mix. And what is a marketing mix? So let me show you the page of the 7 Ideals methodology, the blueprint page that is not published yet. And let's see the 7AD zone, the first phase of the methodology, and more specifically the fourth sub-phase, that is the marketing mix. So that's the 7 Ideals methodology blueprint page, which is not published yet. And in the first phase, we examine the market, we evaluate the market, we validate ideas, and we specify an ideal zone, and there is a private coaching program as well. The first phase consists of 7 sub-phases: target audience, industry competition, business model, marketing mix, testing, ideal zone, and the private coaching program. So we want to move forward to the marketing mix sub-phase, and so this is the fourth sub-phase, the marketing mix, and let me give you a quick overview. So the marketing mix, as I say, is the result of planning, strategic, tactical, and executive at the operational level, which takes place within the framework of the business to implement the marketing ideology concept. And the marketing ideology concept, one key element of the marketing ideology is that we want to satisfy the needs of consumers in the most effective way and with the less expenses and damage for the business, with the less risk. And as marketing is the connecting link between the organization and the external environment, and also marketing is the connecting link between the various functions of the business, it's very crucial to understand the role of marketing in order to bring a product to the market. And the marketing mix is all about bringing the product to the market. And the word mix means that, as I say, the word mix, common to all elements, underlines the fact that for marketing, variation, variety, differentiation, and the existence of alternative solutions are the rule and not the exception. Because everything changes, the needs of consumers change, the marketplace is changing, and so we need to change things in the marketing mix. And the marketing mix consists of some elements, and I use a very powerful framework, the 7 P's, P'(S). And so there are 7 elements, 7 words starting from the letter P. And this is how we bring the product to the market, how we develop the product, how we bring it to the market, how we promote it, and so much more. So we have the product mix. It's all about the product, its technical characteristics, the packaging, the branding, after-sales service, and so much more. We have the place or distribution mix. It's all about how we distribute the product to the market. Promotion mix. Every product needs promotions. So it's about advertising, sales, public relations, maybe codes, other promotions, tactics, and channels to promote the product. We have the pricing mix. We want to price the product relative to the competition. We need to be aware of the market conditions in order to price it very effectively. And so it's about discounts, payment terms, and so much more. We have people that are involved in delivering the product, in promoting the product, in developing the product, and influencing customer experience. So it's about the people that are involved around the product. And we have processes, systems, and procedures, service delivery, quality control, innovation, and we have physical evidence, tangible and visual elements that customers can experience, can see, touch, or feel. This is the marketing mix. And so if something is not doing great, maybe it's something in the marketing mix. And so we need to examine every element in the marketing mix separately and as a whole in order to discover the problem and improve our processes. So that's the role of the marketing mix. So in the third case, we have a high BDI score but a low CDI score. And this means that in general, the demand for this product category is not very satisfactory, but the demand for our brand is satisfactory, and so our brand is more powerful than other brands in this area. And so this means that our brand is doing okay. And so we don't need to mess up with the marketing mix because it works. If something works, we don't want to change that, but we need to increase our advertising spend. We need to focus on our promotions. We need to increase our promotions in order to increase demand for this product. But we need to be very careful. We need to calculate that because when we start advertising, if we start advertising the product more aggressively, the demand will increase as well, but we need to make sure that this demand brings benefits, brings the most benefits to our brand and not other brands. And so it's a clear case of what we call market cultivation. So the market mix works, our brand is powerful, but there is problem with the area and the country in general. And so by increasing promotions and advertising spend, we'll reap bigger benefits in the near future. So that's strategy number 3 when we have a high BDI but a low CDI score. So in the last case, strategy number 4, in this case we have a high BDI score and a high CDI score as well. So this means that there is demand for our brand in this area and there is demand for the product, for the category of the product in this area as well. And both indicators are satisfactory, so in this case we need to make sure that our marketing mix, that which is working very well, that it stays the same. We need to make sure that our marketing mix aims to the preservation of the satisfactory position of our brand in the market, and so we need to do exactly what we are doing right now. That's strategy number 4. That's the strategy that we should follow when we have a high BDI score and a high CDI score as well. And now let me refer to an example of the brand of the company P&G, which has many products. And what they do for various products, P&G invests in areas where their products have very low or very high BDI scores. And as I said, a high BDI score is considered a number beyond over 100 and a low score is less than 100. And so for areas with high BDI scores, the philosophy of the company is to invest big in the product in order to remain the position in this market. And for areas with low BDI scores, the company invests in order to improve their position in the market. In all other cases, the company invests less resources in the areas where there is not enough demand. So we examined these 4 cases depending on the BDI and CDI index, whether it is low or high. These 4 strategies, strategy number 1, 2, 3, and 4. And I added something in the first case, strategy number 1, when we have a low BDI score and a low CDI score. This happens when there is not much demand in this area, and our brand is not very powerful as well. And so the traditional marketing theory suggests that we don't want to invest time, money, and resources in this area. There is not enough demand. But here comes the 7 ideals methodology, which I said 100 times. It's a methodology that helps small businesses and startups innovate and impact the world. It's a methodology that helps you create something that does not exist, something very beautiful. And this is not just a buzzword. This is exactly what it happens. It's reality of the 7 ideals methodology. And so my methodology looks at things from a different perspective. And so this area, when we have a low BDI and low CDI score, it tells me that maybe there is an opportunity here, an opportunity to innovate. Because there are not enough buyers of this product, but people are not interested in this specific product. But maybe we can do something else. Maybe we can offer something very similar, but not exactly that. And maybe we can add a service to the product that we offer. Maybe we can do something else. And let me change a little bit the color here to make it more obvious. Okay, that's better. So in the fifth subphase of the 7 ID zone, the first zone of the methodology, we examine the market, we research the market, our target audience, we research industry competition, we improve our business model, we define our marketing mix, and then we perform some tests. And these tests are very powerful. And after the test is the ideal zone, is where we specify a specific market segment to target, and then we follow a certain strategy at the beginning, and then we enter the second phase, which is big ideas, where we define our strategies before we develop the product. Now, in the 5th subphase, when we start performing tests, and of course in these tests we'll take into account not just geographic criteria, but other criteria that we use in market segmentation, like demographics, psychographics, behavioral characteristics, and so much more. We'll define if there is potential for certain groups of people. Now, in this case, in this example, we only examine geographic criteria, and with the testing subphase, we'll perform some tests to see if people are interested in something else, something that does not exist. And so the 7 ideals methodology examines these gaps in the market. If there is a gap in the market, if there is an opportunity to innovate, because for small businesses and startups, it's extremely difficult to compete with huge names that are already established in the market. And so we are looking out for these windows, these gaps, where we can create something new, to innovate and take markets by storm. Because if we are able to create something that people actually want in this area, we'll be very successful, because we left all the other brands behind, because no one is interested in this area following the traditional marketing theory. But we come here with the 7 ideals methodology and the testing subphase, and we say, wait, we can do something else. Maybe we can add something, maybe we can twist things and see what happens. And so in the testing phase, we use information products that we create in no time, so there is no extra cost for us, just a little time. We invest just a little time to see things, to examine every case. If there is a window of opportunity. So that's what I wanted to cover as well. And so beyond these 4 traditional strategies that the traditional marketing theory follows, there is something more that we can do with the 7 ideals methodology. So that's it. We examined these 4 strategies, what happens in each case depending on the BDI and CDI scores, levels, and we examined these 4 strategies of the traditional marketing theory. But of course, as I said, there is a 5th strategy that we may follow depending on the tests that we perform with the 7 ideals methodology. So in the first case, when we have a low BDI and a low CDI score, strategy number 1, the traditional marketing theory says that you stay away, but with the 7 ideals we say that wait a minute, we may examine the market a little bit. Maybe we can define a gap, a window of opportunity to innovate, maybe in this area, or maybe using other market segmentation criteria like demographics, behavioral characteristics, and so much more in order to innovate. And of course, if we manage to innovate, that will be proved a huge advantage for us as small business owners, because we want to compete with huge names, and that's the way to go. So this is it. This is a very powerful tool, CDI, BDI analysis, BDI, CDI analysis, a very powerful tool that we can use with market segmentation to craft effective marketing strategies. And I'll be coming back with more workshops, more case studies and examples regarding consumer behavior, consumer analysis and marketing strategy in the near future. So thanks so much for watching, and I'll speak to you soon. Take care.